If your opponent gets too greedy, take their pieces. It happens, especially in Bullet or Blitz. Not that I recommend you guys to play Bullet or Blitz. So just go for rapid and classical time control. Though that might be helpful for learning. But when your opponent just overextends its greediness and just goes and gobbles up the pawns and stuff, there's something that you need to remind yourselves. You might be able to trap their pieces. It could be a queen, it could be a knight, it could be a bishop. Let's have a look at a couple of scenarios here. Queen on a2, they really went for it. You know, the black queen is way too far away, disconnected from its defenders. They just went for the pawn and they're jubilating because they've got like 3 extra black pawns and a guy that is right in the middle. But alas, it's just painful. Look at the black's position. Rook doesn't exist. Rook hasn't been actually deployed on the D or E. Bishop hasn't been developed. And just the queen alone, you know, deep in the enemy's territory. So you can't do that. You're just going to punish them straight away. Remember, trap their pieces. Queen is being attacked. Oh boy, that's just futile. There's just nowhere for them to go. And that happens, again, a lot in the blitzes and perhaps on Bullet. Again, don't do that very often unless you're commuting and you want to have some fun. Okay, let's go further on now. Rook, again, instead of just playing to safety and, you know, just moving the rook back on the b8 file or just finding some other ideas or maybe taking on e2 and going back or something, they really went for the c2. They wanted to take the c pawn. A bit too greedy, unnecessarily. They rushed it. You just punish them straight away. Queen to b3, attacking now the rook, which has no safe square to retreat to. You're going to grab that piece. That's it. Game over. Taking a piece, they should resign. They should, unless there is 5 seconds on the clock and heck knows what's going to happen. Okay, queen now getting a little bit overextending itself now, going for grabbing all the pawns and stuff here. But oh boy, now rook just eager to step into play and hit the queen. Where do they go? They might say, oof, maybe I'm just escaping. No, they're not going to escape. We're going to hit them again. And no retreating squares very soon. The bishop comes into play. Pawn is being defended by the rook. Queen is being attacked now by the bishop. Nowhere for them to go to. Always explore this kind of idea. Now, that's that kind of a poison pawn. Always pay attention. When you have that queen on the b6 and you're looking at the b2, always keep in mind. I think, if I'm not mistaken, guys, that happens in there is a poison pawn variation in the Sicilian Najdorf. And you got to be very careful. And sometimes in the London system with black, also there is an idea about on b2. You got to be very careful. This is a very well-known weakness there. So you go for a b2. Okay, fine, but just make sure you got retreating squares for your queen, because now, alas, look at this. We're going to play now, not rook, mind you, because that's what they wanted you to play, so that they could just simply just run away and grab this guy and get away with murder. So be careful about that one. Just explore all the avenues if you got time on your clock. And now look at this. Oh boy, where do they go? Well, pretty much nowhere now. You're just going to take that queen. Well, if they're happy to take a rook, I'm happy to trade a rook for a queen any day. Okay, another one here now. Again, the white queen is so isolated, so isolated. So I know that happens more often for the beginners, but it's very important to point it out. Okay, so the white queen is so isolated, surrounded by pieces, nowhere to move to. You might think that you might, just get yourself just some escaping squares and something, but look at the black pieces ready to be attacking. What do you think we're gonna we're gonna be playing here, guys? If the queen is on g4, pause the video, think for a little bit. How can you attack the queen? Well, we can disparage this, okay, because there is a check. Any other pieces that might be putting a little bit of pressure here? Of course, now the queen has got only 1 square to go. But, oh boy, a bit too late. g6 now, and the queen can't escape. Thank you very much, I'll take your queen. It happens. Okay, now what can we trap here? Sometimes it's the queen. When people get greedy, go for that b2 pawn or b7, depends on the occasion. And sometimes people forget, they're getting just too carried away by the principle of chess, which of course they say, always get that rook on the e file, most of the cases. And that's a good thought. But do not neglect the other piece's position. Actually, don't neglect anything. Okay, don't neglect anything. I mean, the bishop on c safe. Is it that safe? Because c3 had been played. That should be telling you something. And they haven't played any a6, a5. Okay, so that's not very safe for the bishop, because if white does something like b4, you're in trouble. I mean, you're just going to drop a piece here. I mean, you're getting trapped. That's it. So this is a trapped bishop. Can't escape. Let's look at another one. Again, that greediness. Let's grab the pawns and stuff. Make sure you can get your queen to safety. If they venture too much, they might be finding themselves in a real problematic situation. Something like bishop f5 may occur, and now they say, oh, that's it, I just escaped. No, they haven't escaped, because if you just scrutinize properly, you're going to find the knight on h5, hitting the queen, and now really no escape. Again, I'll take your queen. Thank you very much. Let's go for another tutorial here, guys. What can we trap? Oh, yeah, I can see a knight here that can't move anywhere. Good news. Can't move anywhere. I just need to attack the knight one more time. Okay, so then again, black, of course, they shouldn't have played. Of course, they should have investigated ways to be saving the knight, and they could have done this with, you know, many other things. Maybe this pawn, although it's not ideal because that weakens a lot of things. I get it, but they should have explored ways to saving their guy here. But instead, they moved the rook. So now we're just gonna punish them, attacking this guy, and nowhere to go for the knight. Okay, so guys, that was a very short one, quickly for our beginners, intermediate friends. Don't get too greedy. Make sure you can retreat your queen to safety after you grabbing material pawns from your opponents. And if they do that to yourself, always give it some time and explore the avenues in which you can punish them from getting too greedy. Okay, so don't be too greedy, neither in chess nor otherwise. Okay, thanks very much for watching this video, guys. Subscribe, follow me on my live streams, and we can entertain ourselves with more chess ideas. Thank you.